Well, howdy, traders. Hope you had a great weekend. It is Sunday, June 30th, 2024. And we got a new week, new month, new quarter, and we are halfway through the year. We also might have a new administration after that clown show of a debate uh, last week. So, a lot of things going on. So, what we want to do is just kind of review what has happened over the last 6 months for the indexes, for the SPY and Qs, and we'll go over Bitcoin and oil a little bit. And then just kind of on the surface, just see where some of the flows have started to go. And then on Tuesday, we're going to review where, a lot of the institutions are trying to, what they're buying up and what they're kind of rotating out of, if that makes sense. All right, so let's just go ahead and jump in here. We're looking at the SPY chart, SPY, 1 hour. And what we're looking at here is volume profile. We've got it. We've got the dynamic volume profile here on the side. We got volume here at the bottom, and we've got these boxes here, which represent the previous period or previous week and the previous month volume profile. So you can kind of see the array or the sequence of how volume is pushing up price, or in some cases, pushing it down. So, what are we looking at for next week and next month? Well, right now we're obviously right in the middle of the volume profile for the last week, right at the point of control. And we're kind of at the top of the range here for last month's volume profile. And, it's looking a little double toppy here. But what we really want to take, or what we really want to keep an eye on, is whether or not this is going to test the bottom of the range here. And if you see this blue line, that is basically a point of control that has not been touched yet from a prior period. So it'll be interesting to see if we get any kind of retracement down that way. It sure looks a little like that after some of the rotation and the action the last week or so. And you're starting to see, the week volume profile, the weekly volume profile here is a little bit lower than it was the week before. So, yeah, I mean, if we're looking for it to come down here, it first needs to break this 54, 543.59 level here. So once we break that, retouch, and then there's a strong case for this thing to come back down in this area. And then alternatively, we'd like to see a close above this weekly line here at 546 and continue the trend. So if you see, once it breaks through, it starts to stair step and gain support. So in that case, what we see for a pullback is very similar to what happened. What was this in April? Yeah, we started to test the entire volume profile about mid-April, and once it broke through the monthly, right, it just kind of really just started just testing and probing price levels all the way down to what was two other point of controls that hadn't been touched, and then it launched right back into the next week and gained support and just went off, as you can see. So the idea is when you've got the weeklies, or if price can stay above the lows of the weeklies and the monthly, then you're in pretty good shape. But once we start getting some closes below these boxes, that's when price tends to fall out. So like in this case, we had a week where price could not revisit these levels and came down, retouched the top of value for the month, and then jumped up again. And then this volume just kept supporting price to new highs. So what we're seeing right now is a little bit of consolidation and just ranging action, and to be expected, especially at the highs, coming into a new quarter, new month, new week. And right now it's parked itself kind of right in the middle. So we're going to be checking out these levels just to see what it does. All right, so once we get the breaks, then we'll start. Once we start breaking these levels, then we'll start thinking about, well, should we be going short? Otherwise, there's really no reason to hit the panic button just yet. But we do want to see some action below here first before we make a decision. Hope that makes sense. All right, so let's go into the Qs. And what a monster this guy is. I mean, Lord. All right. Try to get back to the whole year here. Yeah. So this is the Qs as expected. I mean, we've got just a ripper of the last, April, May, June, last 3 months, last quarter, just nonstop buying, led by NVIDIA and the semiconductors, just really pushing prices up. It's a little bit of the same look though as the S&P 500. A little bit of a double top here. Didn't quite get the new high there. We still want to see it close below the weekly value low, and we'll see if it starts to probe price here. So that price is 476. We'll check out that low. The high here is 482. Then we got the top of value here at 487. To continue the trend, we want to see it again break the top of value here, then again break the top of value again here, and conversely the same thing. So this we've got another untested point of control, which is a point of interest for us. So that's 463. I mean, that's a lot of space here, a lot of unvisited price action right here. This could make sense, but again, we want to get some confirmation that we get some closes below this volume profile to see some serious selling action. All right, so let's look at Bitcoin. All right. Bitcoin has been pretty sideways ever since that really large move towards the beginning of the year. So from 50 all the way up to 75. I mean, we've had I think for the last 6 months, over 43% change. Big move, at least up to present now. I mean, this was just massive up here. So we've got a lot of consolidation going, and this is what Bitcoin tends to do. Tends to kind of go sideways, then make a violent move in one direction. And at this point, what we're looking at is got a new week here, and it's already busted out of the top of value, and it's going for the bottom of value here. Now, what's in its way here is this point of control that has been untested, which it just tested. And that should be interesting to see. And it already started bouncing back down a little bit. So what we'd like to see is a break through that. And then it's got to get back through the bottom of value for the month here. See if we can get any retracement back up to the top, which would trigger the 80% rule for that. That would be pretty cool to see. Now, we got to get over these levels here. There's obviously some supply overhead, so just be mindful of that, and just keep an eye on this 63,000 level, and then the about the 64,000 level here. So once we can crack that and stay above, then it should be off to the races. Let's go ahead and check out oil. Oil has been going a little sideways. We've had a really big dip and then a violent up move. When we've got all the inflation fears and things like that, and energy transition, with the new administration, we don't know which way they're going to go, but I'm pretty sure they're not going to be going the clean energy direction. So, this is really starting to make a move here. Will oil just kind of stay in this Price range, not sure yet, but right now the volume profile is really, supporting. It's really supporting a bullish bias at the moment. So we've got, you know, all kinds of things going on here. We've got a nice array of the weeklies here, and it's still staying above the low. It's above the point of control, and we'll see if it can crack this $82, $83 here, 82.94 to 83, and then we've got another node up here which is 85. So we'll see. This one just looks like a giant shakeout, and to be honest, right now it's looking bullish for energy. Though it looks like we could see if we can maybe crack the high end over there. We also have some big news this week, and it's going to be job related. So we've got Powell speaking on the 2nd. We've got Jolt job openings. We've got a few Fed speakers, but a lot of employment numbers coming out this week. So the indexes are going to react to this. Jobs have been in focus for a little while now, and what these numbers, whatever they end up being, is really probably going to move the markets in a big direction. So we're going to be mindful of that. Obviously, day trade it, and we'll review that. But again, if you guys stay tuned on Tuesday, we'll see where a lot of these funds are flowing. So make sure to subscribe and set your alerts. I will be discussing that on Tuesday evening. All right. You guys have a nice Sunday evening. I will talk to you tomorrow.